Welcome back to day 2 of the Syndicate Competitive League 5. I am your host, Xander Fina from the Crossing Zebras podcast. Joining me this evening, we have CCP Nullarbor, the Dust 514 Eve Link Engineer. Is that a fair title, Nullarbor? Is that close
Yep,
enough?
that sounds good enough.
We have Noir, CEO and host of the Declarations of War podcast, Alexei F. Carda.
Hello.
And we have community representative and live events author and all-round new player dude also, CCP Etern.
Hello.
That was about as succinct as I could make that title. I apologise, Etern. I'm getting tired. Blame that.
You could also mention that I do community spotlights. That'll make it even longer.
Wow, there you go, you see. A man of many hats.
I love the community spotlight.
Have you had has Declarations of War had a community spotlight yet?
We have, as a matter of fact.
Richly deserved, I'm sure. Richly deserved.
He literally crashed our servers.
Hold on, not to cut in real quick, but if you do community spotlights, why didn't we get a community spotlight here?
It's clearly because Declarations of War is better content. That's
what
I'm saying.
Wow. Somebody didn't want to do another one of these, eh?
that is literally like comparing you doing Pee-wee football to me covering the NFL. You understand that, right?
Well, if the NFL was syndicated nationally, well, what do you say?
Oh, so Declarations of War is nationally syndicated, huh?
Right, ladies, if you want to put your handbags away, please, that would be great.
Okay, I'm back out. I'm sorry. I just had to jump in real fast.
So, for those of you keeping track between Alexiev and Brent's bitch fight, we just finished the losers bracket final. The second round had went down very comfortably to Dunktown. They brought out the same triple Harbinger fleet comp for the third and final round in the best of 3 with Trio Verge, and Trio Verge made them pay handsomely for it and smashed face, and they progressed through to the overall final for a rematch with the team that put them out of the winners bracket, Team Footwork. So what are our initial thoughts, Alexiev?
Well, on the last match, when I saw that they brought the same setup twice, my heart just sank. After the outmetting that they did to get that setup in the second match and win with it, I was expecting not necessarily a similar level of forethought, but I mean, certainly they had to know that if they were going to bring the same thing, that Try the Verge would not bring turret setups. All they had to do was swap. They had to swap Astartes for Eoses, and that setup was countered. So I was really shocked that they would do it twice and just walk right into that. And the results were devastating, as we just saw.
Nullarbor, it was almost like in the second round, Dunktown completely outmetted Trio Verge, and yet in the third round they completely outmetted themselves. It was like they were almost thinking too cleverly, almost.
Yeah, it's like it could have gone really well. Maybe they were hoping Verge thought there's no way they would bring the same setup again. Like maybe that was that, like we're saying, like a double bluff kind of thing, and it just totally backfired. But they make a small change to their setup. Verge had a little bit of E-War this time, and I noticed there was some tracking disruption on those Harbies. There was some damps on the Sentinels, and they were able to just apply a bit of damage, with some drones and slight change of their setup. And once you start pulling apart an E-War setup like that, it just falls apart. So, yeah, I don't know whether they were trying to be too clever or maybe they just ran out of setups.
So just to be clear here on what's going to happen in this final, it is a best of 5 final. However, because Footwork advanced from the winners bracket, they effectively gain a 1-0 lead going into this final. So we'll have a maximum of 4 rounds. If Trio Verge want to take home the SCL5 title, they must win 3 rounds. If Footwork are to win it, they only need to win 2. So the ships are beginning to take to the field at the moment. What's our first thoughts on the initial fits, Alexiev?
Well, ships are still landing on my screen here, but from what I am seeing, it seems like Try the Verge is going with what worked for them. And
I don't think we've went over. I don't think we've confirmed the bannings yet. So I'll just just in case I haven't covered that already. Let's just do that again. Verge did ban the Vulture and the Demos, and Footwork banned the Sleipnir and the Astarte.
I think I will have to give, based on the setups that I'm seeing here, and I could be wrong. My gut says that Try the Verge has the slightly stronger setup.
Okay, well, before we get started, let's take some predictions. And just before we go any further, just to remind you all again, because they came from the winners bracket, Footwork do have a 1-0 lead going into this best of 5. So let's have some predictions for this round. Alexiev, who's going to take this round 2 down?
I'm going to have to go with Try the Verge on this one.
CCP Etern, who have you got for this one?
Unlike Alexiev, I can't see any of the setups, so I'm just going to go with Footwork since they were the winners, so they're probably better.
Nullarbor?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Footwork as well. I can't see the setups either, but you know, that Verge have been a little shaky along the way, and I think they were handed that last victory to them. So it'll be interesting to see.
I have to agree with Nullarbor on this one. I think that Footwork have been far more consistent throughout this weekend, and Verge, when they've been good, have been very, very good, but when they've been bad, they've been awful. So before we go any further, let's hand over to our star commentating duo of Apathetic Brent and Bacchanalian.